anything to hide, if you're not a corrupted politician, if you are honest, you have no problem facing the Tribune. But if you do, the Tribune is going to face you. That's for sure. And with me today, my co-host Chris Garcia is traveling from the Donald Trump debate last night, so he's not here yet. But John Estrada is helping me out, and he is pitching for Chris. Thank you, John, for being here. Now you're going to have 2 hours on the air.
That means we have more time to put our message out, which is a great thing.
Right. And I like to start talking about the debate last night. What do you think? How do you think it went?
I was very happy to see that Donald Trump did much better in this debate than the first one. Yeah. I truly believe that he was on target. He did what he had to do. He defended himself when he had to defend himself, and he put out his statements on critical issues that needed to be addressed. I'm really looking forward to the next debate. It's going to be pretty awesome. So ultimately, I think the winner of the debate was Donald Trump by a long shot.
Oh, I believe so. I know so. The response of the people were fantastic, were amazing, and even how did they pick this? What do you call the person who asked the question?
The moderator.
The moderator. God. How do they pick this moderator?
Let me say this. I think this is just another example of the Republican Party leadership failing to do their job.
Yeah, definitely.
They need to have more control. See, they got 50% vote. The Democrats get 50% and the Republicans get 50%. There isn't any reason why they can have one moderator on their side and one moderator on our side asking questions. There's a balance.
Yeah, because
the way they have it right now, you have two on the other side. It don't make sense.
There was a 3-to-1 debate. 3 people against 1 person. And I was told, I don't know if that has come out anywhere, then Donald Trump didn't want Anderson Cooper, to be a moderator. He had a history of discrepancy with him.
Well, I think he held himself back a lot, but I think the other one, that Radich or whatever she was, my God, it was just horrible.
Oh, she is a Hillary Clinton all the way. That was that was even worse than the previous Lefty Holt.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. Well, I believe the next debate is going to be connected with Fox, if I remember correctly. I think Fox is going to have part of the next one. So that one will probably be the most fairest of them.
I hope they're not going to use Megyn Kelly.
Oh, I think she's already booked.
Yeah. What is that?
Yeah, but anyway, the bottom line is that I truly believe that the base is more mobilized and more happy that Donald Trump did well. I truly believe that the train is back on the track.
Yes.
I believe now it's up to the Republican leadership to quit acting like Democrats and get on the track, and let's go for a complete swing and sweep and defeat the Democrats Not only the presidency, but for the U.S. Senate.
Don't hold your breath.
And the House of Representatives. While I may be holding my breath, but I tell you what, I'm not waiting for them. I'm moving my program forward, and we've got to make America more conservative.
Yeah.
And the way we do that is defeat Hillary Clinton and company.
Yeah. Don't hold your breath, because Republicans are always being famous for go against the winner candidate. It's not question about that. I don't know why I keep sympathizing with the Republican, because they get me out of my box. They upset me so bad.
Well, it was pretty good. I really liked a friend of mine from California. His name's Roger Canfield. He put out a statement. It was published in Sacramento Bee, so if you have a chance, get online and see that. But he basically compared it this way. Yeah, Donald Trump may divide the Republican Party up. But the other way is that if Hillary Clinton gets elected, we're going to lose America. We cannot afford that to happen. We need to work together, unify, and make sure that Hillary Clinton does not win this election. And we will still have control of the U.S. Senate and the House, Donald Trump the presidency. We can get things done. We can make America great again.
I hope so, because I tell you, it is frustrating to see how things going. It's frustrating how they manipulate everything. Look at in Nevada, Sandoval, the governor, supposedly Republican. I call him Rhino governor, but a lot of people think he is a Republican. I don't think so. But then you got Crescent Hattie, you got Joe Heck, you got Amodei, you got all these people, they call themselves Republicans, and they are bailed out on Donald Trump when he needed it most.
Well, we've got 4 weeks to go, folks. So if you're working for all these other Republican candidates, let's get back on the same track and let's work together. Let's help Joe Heck. Let's help all our Republican team. Let's help Donald Trump win Nevada, because it's going to get down to a very close election, and we cannot afford to lose Nevada. Any state that's in the swing states, let's win them all. Let's have a landslide. And let's
a lot of people are thinking about not voting for Joe Heck or Crescent Hattie for what they did to Donald Trump.
Well, the alternative, though, is, you may not like Donald Trump, you may not like Joe Heck, but I tell you what, let's look at the facts. The other side is by far worse. If you don't vote for our team, you're going to allow the other side to win, and that is going to be more harmful to us in the long run.
Oh, definitely, I know that.
But let me give a quick commercial for what we're trying to accomplish here. This is Face the Tribune. Rolando Lares is the host, and I'm here filling in for Chris. But if you have a question you want to call in, call this number, 702-983-0711. If you want to stop on by, you want to support the program, our address is 717 South 9th Street in Las Vegas, Nevada, 89101. So we're always taking contributions, donations, sponsorships, and if you want to buy the Las Vegas Tribune newspaper, I think it would be great, because we're going to be having some very exciting articles, events, and subjects that need to be talked about. The good news, I'm going to let Rolando give the good news out, because he's coming out with some very important news about the endorsement process.
Yeah, yesterday, Sunday, by a miracle, we was able to put together again the endorsement committee of the editorial board, and the Las Vegas Tribune endorsed Donald Trump yesterday. First time that we endorse anybody in the last decade. We have not endorsed anybody because we believe that the endorsement is only a myth. People are infatuated with endorsements. Oh, I was endorsed by this paper. I was endorsed by this union. I was endorsed by this group. And it doesn't do any good because, first of all, let me tell you, the daily paper, if you don't advertise with them, they don't endorse you. The union, if you don't become a puppet for them, they will not endorse you. And over and over and over, you become a puppet of these groups, these organizations, and it doesn't do you any good because, like Alexander Cohen wrote in tomorrow's and Wednesday's paper, during the last election for sheriff, the police union endorsed the best candidate, Larry Burns, and Larry Burns did win. The guy who was the chosen by the administration won the election.
Yeah. Well, I think the way I look with endorsements, endorsements are positive when you really want to support somebody, and it shows the endorsement can go into detail about why you're actually, it's not so much the endorsement, but why are you endorsing that individual. I think it's very vital. Not just say, this person is endorsing you, but why? Why is that person endorsing you? Why do they deserve that endorsement? And I think you stayed out a very good case. America needs to be great again.
Yes, America needs to be having a real president, and that's the only way, we are going to be able to do it by electing Donald Trump. We need to give a good example of what is to run a newspaper for the community. What is to run a newspaper for the best of the country, for the better of the country. We need to realize that we need to, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Las Vegas Tribune is the first newspaper that endorsed Donald Trump.
That is really awesome. I'm privileged to be part of that. I think that's a great thing that not only the Las Vegas Tribune, but other newspapers across America needs to do what the people want to get done. Our leadership in the Congress, our leadership in the U.S. Senate, they're not listening to the people. The people have been telling them what they need for a long time, and so here you go. Here's your chance to endorse, and here's your chance to support and help elect Donald Trump for the presidency.
We was trying to, I think that's why, because as you know, because you participated in the endorsement committee, I don't participate in the endorsements. I always explain that for years I've been telling people why I am not part of the endorsement committee. It's because I know a lot of these people running, and I don't want to be either obligated to endorse somebody because that person is my friend, or being embarrassed by not endorsing a person that is supposed to be my friend, and I believe then I'd be better off, and justice is served better by me not participating in the endorsement committee, and I led that into, this time it was you and Chris Garcia and Maramis and, most of the people then are close to the daily operation of the paper,
If you want to find out or hear more about this broadcast, as you know, this is radiotribune.com. Pass that link on to your friends and family and share it. The larger audience we have, the better it will be for all parties concerned. So that's radiotribune.com. This is Face the Tribune with Rolando Laras. And I'm here. My name is John Estrada, and I'm here to support Rolando. I support him because he's a good guy and because he tells the truth, and he's not afraid to take heat over it.
On Monday, October 20, I believe is Monday, County Commissioner Larry Brown is going to be a guest in this show, and I will ask as many people as we can have listen to the show that day, and he probably going to have a lot of interesting things to talk about, like the stadium and all that stuff. And he is also running for re-election. He might wants to tell you a little bit about himself. And I think it will be a very interesting interview. This is not the first time Larry Brown has been in our radio show. He's been here before. And we extended the same invitation to the County Commissioner Chairman Steve Sisolak, but I believe that because Steve Sisolak is so deep involved in this stadium thing, and he knows that we don't feel that the taxpayers should be paying for a stadium that somebody else gonna run, control, and benefit of. He might don't want to come. We haven't heard any answer yet from him, but I think that's probably a reason why he will not accept our invitation. Steve is my friend, and he's always been our friend, and we support him all the time. As a matter of fact, when I have Catherine Cortez Masto in this program, and I asked her if she was running for governor of Nevada, she didn't know for sure yet, and I told her, I said, if Steve Sisolak do not run for governor, and you do, we support you, because I think she was doing a good job as an attorney general. The only problem then Catherine Cortez Matos has is her blending with Harry Reid. Harry Reid, in my opinion, kind of control her, manipulate her. I don't know what the word is, but Harry Reid has some influence over her, and somehow, somewhere in between now and the truth, between this and the truth.
Well, Harry Reid is retiring. It's time Las Vegas takes a new direction. It's time for a change. And I know if it's choice between keeping the U.S. Senate Republican or putting the U.S. Senate back to the Democrats.
But you know, John, I really don't believe that Harry Reid is retiring. He might be stepping down from the Senate seat, but
he's taking a full-time position of being the kingmaker.
yes, exactly.
Or master of the slaves.
He's putting all the bases together. He got Catherine Cortez Masto. He got Reuben Kirwan, which everybody knows that it is Harry Reid's Mexican. You know.
Here, let me just add on to this real quick, Rolando. I got an email from a supporter, and he says, "John, hold the Hex people feet to the fire. Insist they or he respond of whether they oppose or agree. If Heck becomes senator and Trump becomes president, the latter's stunning promise last night to appoint a special prosecutor to investigate Hillary or national security issues is a most germane and coherent issue for a U.S. senator, and they simply must take a position." In other words, we need to hear from Senate candidate Dr. Joe Heck is if President Trump wants to prosecute Hillary Clinton, are you going to support that? That's what one of our supporters are saying to us.
They want to know if Joe Heck will support.
If he's a U.S. senator, if he's going to support that position. In other words, what Trump brought up last night, that she basically belongs in jail.
Well, do they need to have the approval of the Senate?
Well, I guess what they've got is they've got the criminal aspect.
Yeah.
But also, you know, there's probably going to be some other positions, people that should be prosecuted, not just Hillary. There's a whole slew of them.
Oh, yeah.
Complete conspiracy.
Yes.
How many of these guys got immunity for nothing?
Well, we don't know if it was for nothing, John.
Well, we don't know yet.
We don't know for sure if it was for nothing. They might have immunity, they might talk, but the FBI didn't want to act. That's another problem. But like I was saying before, talking about Harry Reid, he wanted to put all the bases together so he can sit in his new home in Summerlin and start moving the puppet master. The puppet master, you know, and that's what people, I don't think he's retiring. He's not going to retire. The only way he can retire is if he got another fight with his brother and his brother punched the other eye, and then he can...
So is that what happened to his eye?
That's what they said. I don't know for sure. I don't know. I wasn't there, and I hear then his brother is the one that punched him.
Is his brother Republican, or is it?
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
I have no idea. All I hear is then he liked to drink. You know, it could be then they got into a personal fight, and maybe Harry Reid thought he was still young and he can be a fighter, but he's too old for that. You know, I want to whip.
Yeah, well, I think there is an amazing opportunity for Nevadans to finally retire Reid and put Nevada back onto giving the people the power to decide what they want.
The only way they can do that is by not electing none of the candidates that Harry Reid is endorsing. That should be the main focus.
Sure. So there you go. We need to hear from independents too, because from what I understand is independents are going to decide this election.
The Republican people in Nevada need to stop acting like Democrats. That's all they need to do.
Well, I've just come from California, as you know, And we have a lot of Republicans over there that are acting like Democrats. It's really shameful. But if you have a platform, you have a position, and you know where you're going, and then you side with the Democrats, and you know their position is terrible, just because somehow you think you're going to get votes. It's a losing proposition for us totally, because eventually the Democrats are going to take your seat too. So stand the course, support Republicans, support Republican philosophy, and let's go out there and make America great again. The call-in number here is 702-983-0711. We would love to hear from you. If you have a question, you have a statement, you're a candidate running for office, or you're an elected official, we'd love to have you on board and come on to the program and talk about the issues of the day and tell the citizens of Nevada and America why you deserve to stay in your position.
Yeah, that's all. That's all they need to do is start doing what they need to do. But this place, they need to start thinking of the country first.
Yep.
I think then.
Let me tell you what another statement that just came out. This is a tweet by Donald Trump. Paul Ryan should spend more time on balancing the budget, jobs, and illegal immigration, and not waste his time on fighting the Republican nominee. What do you think about that?
Say that again?
It says Paul Ryan should spend more time on balancing the budget, jobs, and illegal immigration, and not waste his time on fighting the Republican nominee.
That's true. That's true. But, you know, Paul Ryan never liked Donald Trump. He never did. Remember, Paul Ryan is Mitt Romney. Paul Ryan is a Mitt Romney guy. You know, he's not doing anything to help Donald Trump.
Yeah. Paul Ryan was sort of the step in to take over the speakership after the controversy with Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy should have been the speaker, but unfortunately he decided to pull himself out of that election, and Paul Ryan was sort of last man standing.
Yeah.
The way I look at it is, hopefully after this election is over, the Republican House of Representatives, the Republicans decide in a new direction for America, especially if we have the President Donald Trump, because we don't want to have us get this election and then having a bunch of fighting going on and a big division within the Republican Party again. Because I tell you what, Republicans have one shot at this, and only one shot. They have to work as a team to get people's problems resolved. If they go in there and not be united, they're going to get wiped out the next time around.
That is the problem, John. I told you that when you mentioned to me that you was coming to Nevada to help the Republican Party, and I told you exactly the way the Republican Party act, behave, and think, and everything else. They don't want it is a clique. It is a social club for a very small group of people. They don't want outsiders. They don't want anybody else to be part of they just do their thing, and that's all. It's sad. It's very sad to find this type of situation, but I think it might be even beneficiary if another Republican Party can be created. Because I tell you, this Republican Party, it is not for the best interest of the Republican Party, is not the best interest of the Republican people, is not in the best interest of the people of Nevada.
Well, I would say this, is I'm not in favor of creating another party, but I tell you what, with this attitude and this program that they're running, they're actually going to destroy the Republican Party with their infighting. So, I mean, it may happen.
You know, I agree. I'm not in favor of doing another Republican Party. Because that's the problem people make, you know, in every business and every type of thing. Every time somebody, for example, somebody come here, start working with the Tribune, and as soon as they cannot control the Tribune, they get upset, they leave, and they want to start another newspaper. But they never do, because they don't realize how hard work it is to put out a newspaper. This is a 28 hours a day work, you know. And
anyway, there's a guy that I'm really impressed with. I mean, this guy is like God sent. Mike Pence, the vice presidential candidate. This is a quote that he's got right here. And, you know, he's quoting just today. He says, I do not condone what he said, but I believe in grace and forgiveness. So I'm proud to stand with Donald Trump. That's Mike Pence.
Yeah, that was last night after the debate.
And that is so awesome.
After the debate.
That is so awesome for him to really
Did you hear what I said?
Yes. Maturity.
After the debate.
He's mature.
You know,
these other Republicans need to get mature and say, look it, all they're doing by dividing us up is they're going to cause us to lose these close elections.
He stayed aside until same thing happened with Kelly and I forgot her last name, the campaign manager. They stay out of sight to see how the debate was going to go. And when they saw the success of the debate, then they came out, okay, he was not in any way or shape going to put his name anywhere near Donald Trump until he didn't see the reaction of the people and then he see the magnificent performer that Donald Trump made yesterday. You know, I believe then he called, and I think he called or text him or Twitter or whatever they call him nowadays. It's almost like the same thing, right? Text and Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, and he said, I'm proud to be by your side and this and that, you know, because he got no choice. He could have been replaced very easy. He could have been replaced easier than Donald Trump can be replaced.
Oh, heck yeah. But I do have to say, first of all, he had a great debate. Mike Pence had a very good debate.
Oh, I know.
And he's taken a lot of heat, but yet, you know, he keeps coming to Donald Trump's defense, and that's a good thing. That's unity. You know, he might take a little time, but I think he's taking the right political steps in that direction. The ones that I'm not happy with are the ones that outright jump the ship and then say they're not supporting Donald Trump for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And then
like the Nevada.
Unfortunately, you know,
the Nevada team.
But see, I think that can be repaired. That damage could be repaired because it's still early on. Dr. Joe has...
Excuse me, early on? I mean, 4 weeks from the election? Early on?
People's memories decide things could be overnight. This election go down to the very last night. People are going to decide this on the very last week on who they're going to support. Because let's face it, 90% of the country don't like either one. So this decision is going to be made by 10% of the people.
I don't know,
It's not over until it's over.
I believe in loyalty. I believe in teamwork. I cannot tolerate people that are by your side while you are doing good, and as soon as you have the most little tiny problem, they run away from you.
You know what, and Rolando, that's a good trait to have. But you know what? Well, the way I stand right now is I forgive those who have went against Donald Trump, but now it's time to come back on the train, support the ticket, support every local, state, and federal Republican, and let's make America great again.
Okay, I hope so. I hope so, but I don't think if it was me, the relationship will not be the same with me and whoever I was putting all my trust on it. You know, and definitely I'm not trying to take anything away from Mike. He is a fantastic, he was a good senator, he is a good governor, but to me, loyalty, you know, I had a friend of mine, then he was in a little trouble one time, and I was by his side, and he said to me, you need to stay away from me. It came from him. It didn't come from me. Sure. I was there for him and by him at all the time, you know.
Well, let's face it. I do not agree with everything that Donald Trump has said. But that's not the point. The point is not whether or not I agree. The point is who I'm going to vote for. Who am I going to vote for? Is it going to be Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump?
Well,
and to me, there's no choice there at all. I have no choice but to vote for Donald Trump, because it's like we have to save America. The status quo is destroying America.
That's my point. That's my point. And that's what all these people that ran away from Donald Trump during the weekend, they should have thought about the country.
Well, I do.
Mainly the country.
I do agree with loyalty, and I do believe in loyalty. Loyalty is very, very important. Loyalty in the family, loyalty in religion, loyalty in country. Yeah. And I'm loyal to America. Number one, I am loyal to America because this is my nation. This is the country I belong to, and this is my country. So, but as far as loyalty, if we take that loyalty concept and we don't have people that are loyal, then we lose credibility. The public loses credibility by that. So we all need to stand together and be loyal to America. Let's be loyal to the Republicans, and let's get this job done, because Americans deserve it.
Well, but don't you think it should be both ways? Loyalty is a two-way street, my friend. I cannot be loyal to you if you're not loyal to me.
I agree that...
Otherwise I will become a puppet. If I can be loyal to you and you're not loyal to me, you know. I have an incident over here one time, and the guy that I've been defending for forever was here, and I had an incident with somebody else, and the guy that I was defending unconditionally, I mentioned something about the incident, and he said, well, that's not the way it happened. Well, I could have been wrong, I could have been mistaken, or I could have been exaggerating, and that guy took the other person's side by telling me, no, that's not the way it happened, he didn't say that, or he didn't do that. You know, I don't believe in that time. I have a roommate, we can have a discussion, we can have an argument, we can have a conflict of opinion inside a place. When she goes out or I go out, I do not in any way or shape will allow anybody to say anything about her, because I don't believe then it is anybody's business. And if you and I are here and you and I have some type of relationship, business, friendship, whatever kind of relationship it is, and I have an argument with Joe Blow that come in, and you take Joe Blow's size, even if I am wrong, I rather have you keep your mouth shut. Don't take sides.
Yeah.
Because at the end, we are the only ones that are gonna be inside this building when we shut that door.
Sure. I do support loyalty, 100%. I am very loyal, and I've been loyal all my life. When Donald Trump became the nominee, I've been with him since that time. Of course, I was with Ted Cruz before, but at that point in time, I felt that once it was certain that that Ted had no more chance, I was loyal for Ted the whole way out. But when I found out that Donald Trump was the guy, I've been with Donald Trump from day one, and I've been very loyal. I've not changed my mind one bit. As far as loyalty, life is very complex, as you know. Life is very complex, and things happen. But I do subscribe to the fact is that if you're loyal to a business enterprise, you do not want to be bad-mouthing it. You don't want to discredit it or put it out. I mean, but sometimes there's different ways to communicate. I am sure that if there is a scenario where your position is different from my position, I think sometimes it's better to agree to disagree, as long as you understand that that's okay.
Yeah, alone.
And that's
alone.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, and you wait until everybody leave, and then you tell me you're wrong.
Yeah.
You was wrong, Rolando. I accept that.
Well, one thing that I learned about public relations and human relations, you never want to bite the finger that is feeding you, and it doesn't make sense.
It's not the matter of who is feeding who. It is the matter of who will back you up, who will wash you back when you need.
Sure.
I never forget that my father used to say, my grandfather used to say all the time, family, it is family. Right or wrong is always family. I don't believe then you have to take sides. When the movie The Godfather, nothing, I think it was The Godfather, when Michael Corleone told Freddie, don't ever take sides against the family again, ever. You don't take sides against your friend or your family. Those are two things that you have to keep. I don't believe, I had an incident not too long ago where I was wrong, and Don has been a friend of mine for over 40 years, and you remember when you was here, the history, and after everybody left, he shoot me out. You was wrong. You did wrong. But in front of people, he didn't say one word.
And I think that's a good way to handle that. I have no doubt that is the best way to handle it. And you got my loyalty on that process. I don't see that as a problem at all. I think it's a good business practice, especially if you're trying to build something that you are on the same page and you don't want to destroy what you're really working for.
Right.
And credibility, integrity, honesty, all that stuff is very vital. But if you have a subject you want to talk about in public policy, you can call in at 702-983-0711. This is Face the Tribune, and we're really looking forward to an exciting last 4 weeks. Rolando, other topics of the day, what do you think?
Well, first I'd like to remind the audience that your show is coming in about 14 minutes.
That is
at 1 o'clock.
That is Conservative Roundtable.
Conservative Roundtable with John Estrada, and that will be at 1 o'clock.
It looks like I'm going to have a Jesus Marquez calling in to talk a little bit about what is happening with his life. He is. I'll wait till the program when you come back to the program at 1 o'clock, or if you stay on after this program. Jesus Marquez has got a very great political story.
Yes,
and
he does.
It would be great
he does.
to hear about that.
He does. He's a good man. He is very, very interested in protecting the community, and he is a very fair guy. I have him in this show before, I think twice. He is, I believe he is helping the Trump campaign now.
Yes, he is, yes.
And
he's getting some national publicity from that too.
Yeah. I asked Miguel Barrientos last time he was here in this radio show to connect me with Jesus Marquez again, because I lost his telephone number, and unfortunately Miguel is that way. He's in a day-to-day operation. He's not good following up.
Well, let me say the good news is that Jesus is connected back up with us.
Good, yes.
And we are going to work with him, and in fact, we're going to talk to him about Trump. So if you could stay on for another time with the Conservative Roundtable, we can look at different options and how we're going to get Trump to work closer with us and what we're trying to achieve here.
Probably. I'm not sure if anything. I think I have an appointment at 1:30, so I probably stay a few minutes.
Okay, cool.
I think it will be a fantastic show.
And he'll be calling on that 702-983-0711 line. Okay. So you'll call in at 1 o'clock.
Okay, that's good. Jesus Marquez is. He talks very good. He's an intelligent young man, and
he looks to be the kind of leaders we need in Congress.
He ran for office, I think assembly or something.
Well, now that he's getting some really national publicity and he's showing that he's got some support, who knows? He might be back in the political arena. We'll ask him that.
He ran for assembly. We supported him. We did all we could to have him win the election, but unfortunately he didn't. So, but anyway, I believe then I'm very happy with the result of last night's debate. I'm very happy with the fact that the package is back together, you know.
Yes. Yes. Now, the only thing now is the people that are dragging us on the ticket. In other words, those that have decided that they're going against Trump, or those that are supporting Hillary. You know, wake up, because we need to work together as a working team and a winning team.
Well,
let's get the job done.
It's like I tell people, I've been telling people for a long time, you know, for the last 2 elections, every time it's an election, the Democrats promise the black people and the Latinos they're going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. After the election, nothing happened. That's it. I mean, how many times do you need to be hit in the back? How many times you need to be slapped in your face? You know, how many times are you going to have to be lied to? You know, they don't have first with the illegal community, whoever the illegal community is, even though the Mexican community is the one that make more noise, the Mexicans are not the only illegals. You know, there are other communities, Salvadorian, Honduras, Guatemalans, you know, in the Latino part, and then you got other communities that also, and I don't think they promise those things only to the Latino people.
First of all, it's really vital that, you know, if you want to come to America, if you want to be American, go through the process. Go through the steps and become a U.S. citizen. We want you. There's no doubt about it. Whether or not you're Asian or Mexican or Spanish or Australian or whatever, it doesn't matter. We would like to have you, but there's a process that you have to follow. Yeah. That's the law. That's the order that we all have to follow. Yeah. And if you can't do that, then it's too bad, because you probably could be a great asset to America to become an immigrant the right way.
Well, that's pretty good. And with that say, Mr. John Estrada, we are going to say goodbye for now. And in 5 minutes from now, John Estrada will be on the air again with his conservative round table. And I believe then, what's your guest name?
Jesus Marquez.
Jesus Marquez.
And we'll get into all the details on Jesus.
He's going to be here, or he's
calling in.
He's calling in, so I just wanted to let you know that my name is Rolando Larraz. I stand behind every word I say here. I stay behind and support Donald Trump all the way. Right or wrong, I will be supporting Donald Trump from now to Election Day. And after the Election Day, I will be still supporting him. So, thank you for listening. Thank you, John, for helping me out today while Chris is in an airplane. Thank you for helping me out here while Chris was in the airplane. And I wanted to thank everybody for listening. Thank you for. God bless you. God bless America. He will be back on Wednesday. Chris be back on Wednesday. I hear that.
So if you want me to be back tomorrow, I will.
Okay, thank you.
there's a lot of subjects we could talk about.
Yes, sir.
Good, bad, and ugly.
That's right. Thank you, and good luck with Jesus Marquez and your time at 1 o'clock.
Thank you.